It was a gruesome murder that happened in the weeks after Hurricane Katrina, and it's a case that's gone cold. Tonight, News 5's Peter Albrecht takes a look at a murder that had law enforcement investigating on both sides of the Alabama-Florida state line.
October 2005, east of Seminole on Highway 90.
We saw this truck.
A road crew putting up some signs finds a plastic box and some woods just off the road.
And we was curious what was in the trunk. First we thought it was an animal, but as we looked, we saw pants and belt, shirt. So we figured it probably was a human body.
It was a horribly gruesome discovery, and it didn't give investigators much to work with. No physical evidence at the scene, and a badly decomposed body inside that box. The medical examiner determined the victim had been beaten to death several days earlier, likely with a baseball bat, and found a wallet in the decaying mass. The body was 44-year-old Clay Pierce.
He was actually more or less homeless. He kind of went from house to house, really not a stable lifestyle.
Pierce had no home, no car, no family, nor a steady job.
I would describe it as maybe living somewhat of a street life. He was known as an alcohol abuser and sort of ran in those circles.
Pierce was known to hang out in Pensacola around a ballpark off of T Street and at various shelters. Police put up flyers hoping someone had seen Pierce before he disappeared.
It was meant to elicit information from the public because we were dealing with people that didn't see him on a regular basis, but it just never led to anything good.
So that left the box as the only evidence to go on. It had a plastic bottom, but a makeshift top.
Investigators were able to determine that that top actually came from a commercial dumpster, which you would see at maybe a business, dumpster outside the corrugated plastic.
And when canvassing the neighborhood near the Pensacola Salvation Army where Pierce would sometimes go, police made a shocking discovery in one homeowner's truck.
This toolbox on his truck actually had the same style top. It was the corrugated plastic from what they identified as a commercial style dumpster. The only difference was the color.
But that discovery did not lead to an arrest.
They chased down every lead that they could at the time, and there just wasn't anything there to prove that he did this.
So 12 and a half years later, the case remains unsolved.
It certainly, shocks the conscience a little bit to think that there are people out there who would beat someone to death, put them in a box, and literally throw them out on the side of the road. And that's why I say it's important that we do make an arrest in this case, because what kind of a person is that?
Now, with no family claiming his body, Pierce was buried in Foley. 6 years later, the sheriff's office was contacted by a woman in Kentucky who said she was a distant cousin of Pierce and had stumbled upon the story on the internet. Peter Albrecht, WKRG News 5, local coverage you can count on.